Hi everyone, I'm Lindasha and I am so excited to have you here with me as we start our very first video of this particular series. We are getting back to the basics in self-care, personal development, and self-growth. We are getting back to the basics. And if you don't know me, again, hi, I'm Lindasha. I am an attorney actually by trade, but one of the things that is very dear and near to my heart is the journey of a woman's maturity, right? I have had the fortune of being around a lot of great women in my life. I was raised by three very amazing women, strong women, who always embodied what it meant to take care of yourself and what it meant to continuously move forward in life. And what I've noticed as I've gotten older is that not everyone has had that type of grooming or mentorship or care and affection from other women. And so this idea of who we are as women and how we take care of ourselves is something that can easily get lost as it relates to the demands that are placed on us. And I think that this is exceptionally true for women of color. A lot of times right now, of course, in America, we're dealing with COVID, and there's just so much going on. And you know, in my heart, I'm like, y'all, we can't go out like this. Like, as women, we cannot go out without a fight. Like, there is something very beautiful about the essence of femininity and the energy that we bring to the table, whether it's in business, whether it's at our home, or even if you're only setting the environment for yourself and you're looking to enjoy your own life and be pleasant. I think that is the start of, you know, amazing femininity and amazing feminine energy. And so I literally, with everything that's been going on with COVID, I was like, oh no, we have to get back to the basics. And my name and brand has to be down in history for this particular time as someone who, like, helped us reframe our minds so that we don't lose our own lives in the midst of what's going on. And so I'm super excited. I know, look, you guys, I got some little cute little earring things that I'm trying out right now. I know this is kind of off topic, but I wanted you guys to I got this whole hairstyle so we can show off the earrings, and I'm like, I can't show you the little cute parts of the earrings. And so that was just something I wanted to put in there for you guys to be like, ain't they cute? Y'all let me know if y'all like them in the comments or not, or if I'm like missing it. But either way, I thought they were super cute. And before we get into what we're going to be talking about specifically in the video, I just wanted to welcome you guys to my channel. Go back, look at some of the old videos if this is your first time encountering me, or if you found out about Matchless through some of the new promo work that my marketing and branding team are doing. I just hired a new group of people. So we're going to be on new email lists and all kind of stuff coming up now and all the way through 2021. So we're going through a new transition ourselves here at Matchless that I'm really excited about. So if you're new here, hey, look back at my old videos. I typically try to do series. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm not one of the YouTubers that post every week, Tuesday and Thursday. I typically do a series. I try to do a series. My goal is like 3 times a year. It doesn't always happen like that, but this will be our fall/winter series. And you can follow me also on Instagram to get updates on Instagram and to follow what the brand is doing there. So like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Don't forget. So let's get into the topic for today's video, right? So we're going to, this whole series again is about the basics in self-care and self-growth. And for today's video, we are going to talk about the 7 major pillars, okay? The 7 major pillars of an effective self-care and self-growth routine. And it can go for anyone, but I am speaking uniquely to women. So a lot of the things you'll hear me say, or the products that I may suggest, or the activities that, you know, I'm talking about will be more towards a feminine aspect. But men, definitely these 7 pillars work for you too if you happen to be watching this video. But we're going to today outline those 7 pillars for your self-care and self-growth journey. Now, before we get to the 7, I wanted to make sure that you guys are with me. So these 7 pillars can be broken up into 2 categories. So if you have your pen and paper, and I think we're going to try to do an online workbook with this. I don't know if it'll be ready by the time we launch, but we're going to try to do an online workbook and a download so you guys can also have this in written form. But there are 2 categories that these 7 pillars typically fit in, right? The first category is about the physical and material parts of yourself. So when you are thinking about a self-care and a self-growth journey, everything about this journey is about you, okay? Everything, when I deal in self-care, it's about Lindasha. It's about me. And your life can be broken up into 2 parts. A physical part or a material part, what you see, what you touch, my face, my mouth, my body. And it can also be broken up into an invisible or an immaterial part. And so we are going to just, for this first video, outline those 7 pillars, because for many people, you may not have even thought about, like, what are the parts of life that, you know, really make up who I am. Like, no one has ever sat down with me and said, hey, you're a human being, and from what I have examined, these are the 7 parts of life. I know there are other people who say different things, like you can go and do more research if you need to, but for the purposes of Matchless, we're going to be dealing with 7 pillars. Those 7 pillars can be brought up into 2 categories. The first category is the physical and material part of you. This includes your body, okay, your physical body. It includes your work, or what your hands do as an activity in order to achieve or accomplish something. Your work is generally what in America we constitute as how you earn a living, which goes into the 3rd pillar, which is your finances. So when you're looking at your life from a physical standpoint, money is, while it has an immaterial part to it, we typically think currency, the dollar, you know, you think cash. Your money, your finances is the 3rd pillar that is physical and material. And then the 4th one that I decided to throw in there, I wanted to separate it from work because I think it's really important still, are your hobbies. So under the physical aspects of what you need to know for a basic self-care check-in is you need to look at your body, you need to look at your work, your finances, and also your hobbies. And we will go into those a little bit deeper on either our next video and maybe a little bit in this video. The next 3 pillars of a healthy self-care journey include what I am deeming the invisible qualities. So your invisible qualities would include your mind, not your brain. Your brain is physical, it's part of your body, but your mind is the seat of your thoughts. What's going on with your thoughts? You can't see or touch your thoughts, but they are very real. They are invisible and immaterial, but they are very real, and they are necessary. It is necessary, for you to examine what is going on with your thoughts if you are going to have a healthy self-care routine and a healthy self-care journey. The second thing is your emotions, which is your feelings, okay? Once we get into the videos later on in the series about these 2 things, as a woman, it is super important that you spend a certain amount of your time and attention thinking about your emotions. Because when your emotions are out of whack, and if you can attest to this, please put something in the comments. When your emotions are out of whack, your whole life, you might as well just hang the whole life up, because it's going to be hard for you to enjoy your own life, and very often it's going to be difficult for others to enjoy being in your presence. Your emotions and managing your emotions is a very important part of your self-care and your self-growth journey. The last thing would be your spirit, okay? So when I say spirit, I really mean your connection to a higher power, or to God, or the universe, or however you choose to describe it. For me, I say God. Many of you know, some of you may know me. I won't say many of you. Some of you may know me. I am a disciple of Christ. I'm a student of Christ. Most of the world would call that a Christian, right? I think the term can get a little weird. Okay, we do a lot. The body of Christ is an interesting being, but for me, ultimately, that goes back to the faith that I have tested myself. I definitely have tried and had my own faith crises, but for the purposes of Matchless in the video, we're going to allow this space to be a free space for everyone. And so we're just going to say whatever your connection is to a higher power. So if you call this higher power the universe, you call this higher power Allah, if you call this higher power Vishnu or some other god, if you're Hindu, please understand, I am welcoming you. But the whole point about a self-care and a self-growth journey is that you should be examining what are your beliefs around a higher power, or how do you deal with it. Are you an atheist? If you're an atheist, that's fine. You still need to take care of yourself. So we welcome you here too. I wanted to, as we keep going, this video won't be crazy long. I try not to do videos more than like 20 to 25 minutes because attention spans are short. But one thing that I want to note, that before we continue to move forward with this particular series, is that we're not going to do a lot of talking about your relationships with other people. Although your relationships with others is a major part of your life, I have found that the health of those relationships very often start with how healthy you are as an individual person, and how much time and energy you put into getting better as an individual person. And so we're not going to do a lot with others. I do have some videos on that in the past. If you feel like you want to talk about romance or whatever else, I have a few videos that I've done with my mom. I have some that I did earlier this year about commitment and my thoughts on that. So you guys go ahead and look at those videos. But this series is going to be about a relationship with yourself. It's going to be our me time. So when you're going through this series, put the kids to bed, kiss the man, tell him to lay down. Mama, I'll talk to you later. Friends, I'll see you later. I'm coming to deal with me. I'm going to sit with Lindasha, and we're going to talk about how do we get better ourselves. I am personally a firm believer that as we age, that we have to move from dependence to independence to interdependence. And the only way you can operate on that maturity continuum is if you begin to come into a good place with these 7 pillars, that you are good in your mind, you're good in your emotions, you're good in your spirit and your relationship to a higher power, if you believe in that. Your body is good. Your work, you have your work that you like, hey, I'm moving my activities, we're doing what we need to do. Your finances and your hobbies, which these are the ways that you just release just because you enjoy it, right? So it's so important to make sure that these 7 pillars are something that you're examining regularly outside of all of the other demands in life, because this is how you will continue to produce and manifest the life that you want. We're going to get into these topics a lot deeper through this series. I am so grateful that you guys have decided to join me, and I will see you next week. If you are not a part of my email list, please sign up. I will be sending out extra emails throughout the week in between these videos, just as supplements to you guys. We're going to have, I think there's surveys that have been planned and quizzes. You guys know I do an annual retreat as well. We're not doing it this year, but we will be making the announcement for the retreat for next year. So you need to be on my email list to get the initial sign up sheet for that and the sign up list for the retreat. I'm excited about what is happening with Matchless, and I hope you are too. I'm truly longing to embrace you ladies a lot more and to connect with you on a deeper level. So make sure you're tuned in to all the places where I may show up, okay? Instagram at Lindasha, and here on YouTube at Lindasha E, and my email list. Okay, ladies, y'all take care.